What's up, YouTube? I am going to be talking to you about the Training Mask 2.0. I would really like y'all, after this video, to tell me your input on the mask, whether you know anything about it, use it, etc. Mainly due to the controversy that these have run throughout the athletic world. I picked it up personally because I do backcountry snowmobiling, and Elevation says right there, training mask. So that obviously caught my eye. I looked into it, ordered one, and I've used it. I guess let's just start, before anything, the basic functions of the training mask. When you unbox it, it comes out like this. Head strap is separate. I keep it on there because I have a tiny ass head, so rubber comes completely out. This will pull completely out. These valves, there's 3 of them throughout. They come with different plastic pieces, which I will tell you what those are for here in a minute. These valves determine the rate of air flow in and out to your breathing, which I'm going to warn you all right now, I'll probably sound like Darth Vader with this thing on, but this is what it looks like.
Now, can't really talk in it.
Main purpose for these really is, yourself working out, whatever, expanding your own personal lung capabilities. The controversy comes into the elevation part, which I'll get into here with the reeds and whatnot. And I'll just show you a picture. What I have this mask set up to right now is 6,000 feet. Top cap, reed, and the insert that goes into the rubber piece. There's 3 of them. Now they interchange out. 9,000 feet. Shows you how to flip them, different ways to put them. Apparently 12,000 feet. 15, 18,000 feet. Okay. Now, this is where they're wrong, and if anybody actually paid attention in high school, which I didn't, because I didn't really care, but that should say something, you should know this. Height. Elevation. You cannot, the mask does not train you for elevation, okay? Which is the big controversy. And a lot of people, I've watched some reviews diss hardcore on the mask that it does not train for elevation, which I'm upset with the company that they put elevation on there, because it's just, you can't train for elevation unless you're in an elevated state or have equipment like some pro stars have, like when they're running on treadmills and whatnot, that actually change the air you're breathing. The pressure, the saturation, oxygen levels to accommodate for the actual change in level. What the valves are doing is basically making it harder for you to breathe. So if you put this mask on at 18,000 feet and you don't do much, you're going to pass out. Just mainly because it restricts your breathing. It's at 6,000 feet. I don't know if you heard me when I was breathing. It actually does take a bit of effort. When you flip those valves, it makes it even harder, and that's how they determine the feet. But an elevation change, no, it does not train you for elevation. But where I am upset that they diss it so much is that it actually is beneficial in a sense that you are working your lungs. Just like any other muscle, it is working them to a point, but in a different way. It's just like the different ways of working out, quick and less weight, more weight and slow, does different things to your muscles. Running, exerting your lungs, breathing quickly with the mask on could exert yourself to a point to be too much, I would say. There's been videos that I've watched that they just go ham with these masks on, and they're professionals, they know what they're doing, whatever, they can do that physically. Most people that go to the gym or do their own thing probably wouldn't be doing that. I do like it and use it for, let's say, a stationary workout. If you were doing presses on the bench slowly and working on your breathing exercises with the mask on, what you would be accomplishing in that state is basically raising your heart rate and working your air levels harder as if you were running, but you're not, in a sense. So you'll be getting your lungs worked out more so by just sitting there. No, it's not the same as running or whatever, but and getting your heart rate up that way, but in another way, it's just another way to work out. I do use it for certain things, to get your heart rate up quick. Sometimes I use it in a pre-workout, so I don't have to sit there on the treadmill too long or whatever I'm doing. Mainly, though, what I've used it for mostly, and I'm going to be honest, is not actually going to the gym with it or working out with it, but walking around the house, doing chores, picking up after the kids on the weekend or whatever, that's what I use it for. It's just walking around the house to get my heart rate up, doing a menial task that it normally wouldn't. I've used it enough to know that it does work, and you're definitely winded and whatnot, but I also have used it enough to know that you need to be cautious using it. Do your research. Don't just throw the mask on and start pumping out reps and running and doing this, that, the other thing. Be careful. It's like it's like one guy described it, try breathing through a straw while you're working out and only breathing through the straw. It's just hard. It's harder. It puts a warning in here. It says, don't sleep with the mask on. Yeah, you could die or have sleep apnea and pass out, do all sorts of stuff to yourself. So just be careful. It's actually the first thing on the warning. Do not sleep with the mask on. As negative lung pressure. That's how they describe it. It causes negative lung pressure. Which I think, honestly, is quite an ingenious design. It's all cleanable, interchangeable. The cloths come in different styles. You can order them online separately. All in all, if it's your sort of thing and you think it would be your sort of thing, get one. Try it. I don't use it excuse me, every time I work out necessarily or whatever, but the times I do use it, I do enjoy it, and it creates a new challenge, and that's all I was interested in. Go check the Training Mask 2.0 out. Check the company out. Do your own research. As far as elevation training, you can't really simulate that without simulating air pressure and everything else, like I said. So, for those of you who have any questions about the Training Mask 2.0 elevation training mask, it is not an elevation training mask. It is just a training mask. They are pretty, or I should say quite the sophisticated company though. The box is grade A. Everything about the product is grade A. Nothing is ripped or torn yet or broken. It comes with a certificate of authentication and everything else. And what I liked about the booklet is it actually, the instructions were understandable and simple, which is very needed in today's world. So, this is the Training Mask 2.0. Thanks for watching Ride or Die Reviews. Tune in more. Like, subscribe. Later.